Hi, I'm Marcia Eckard, and welcome to Everything Neurodiversity.
And I'm Rob Bernstein, and I feel we're really obligated to talk about what Robert F. Kennedy Jr. said about autism a couple of weeks ago in April. Welcome to Autism Awareness Month, right? He said that these kids, these autistic kids, will never pay taxes, they'll never hold a job, they'll never play baseball, they'll never write a poem, they'll never go on a date. And I know who I'm talking to here. We're outraged by it. But my first point is that there will be people who believe it.
Right. I mean, after all, he's a doctor, he's the head of something, and what he says must be true. And, what's most outrageous about this is that with one broad brush and one broad stroke, what he's saying is that autistic people make no contribution to society, that autistic people, and then he goes on to suggest that by a September or a date, autism should be eradicated, which means autistic people should be eradicated. Autistic people shouldn't exist. And that's just such a profound invalidation, insult. I couldn't imagine anything stronger.
No, it's an insult to the entire research community who've been researching for decades. And he's saying by September.
And to all autistic people who are living their lives and making contributions and being part of their families and having families. And, it's just horrific to say that people shouldn't exist.
No, and autistic people strengthens families sometimes. There's a certain awareness and togetherness and fight and there's a very strong autistic community out there.
I think we do want to acknowledge that there are parents who welcome some of what he said because they have children who are now being, the suggestion is the classification, profound autism. And they do have this very dramatic impact that, they can be a danger themselves or a danger to others and unable to do self-care, and they will need lifelong care. But that's about 26.7% of autistic people, and that number has been pretty steady through and pretty consistent through time. A little bit increased, but nothing major. Whereas the diagnosis of autism itself, this is the so-called epidemic when he means incredible rise in numbers. And researchers that we have been reading, so we can talk to you, agree that it's largely because of the change in what the diagnosis means. It used to be autism was limited to those, very profoundly impacted children. And increasingly they're realizing that the traits of autism in a significant way are present for many kinds of people who present many different ways. It's a spectrum of people. And what we need to do is understand them and understand their capabilities and understand their needs and provide supports for them.
Meanwhile, he's cutting supports. And we have Stephen Shore, I have it here somewhere, where he says we're being set back a half a century because of the cuts right now.
It's
that he's proposing.
The whole idea that autism is something you have or a disease is fundamentally wrong. Autism is a neurodevelopmental pathway, a different neurodevelopmental pathway that's actually part of you. It's not something you have.
And the reason you're saying that, because he calls it an epidemic, which reminds people of an infectious disease. So that is part of what people are going to hear.
The one other thing we want to bring up while we're having our initial reactions to this is this whole idea he has of a registry. This is an involuntary registry where they track everybody with autism, and they're going to use all means to find who these people are, both medical data, commercial data, from your pharmacist, if you buy a book, God knows. And that's good. That's terrifying.
It's scary.
And what the idea that he has labeled a group of people as less than human and less than worthwhile, and he's going to make a registry of them and track them.
Yeah.
I mean, that's terrifying. And I think we need to all be aware of it. We all need to talk about it. We all need to say that this is a violation of the individual rights,
Civil
of
rights.
people.
Yeah.
And that autistic people are exactly that, people.
Yeah, we need to speak out more than ever.
So on that note, we leave you. Have a good day, and I'm sure we'll talk about this more. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.